Sound test one. Sound test two.
Test. Good morning, Kelly. Oh, you can hear me here now.
We can hear you, Chair.
All right, thank you, Eric. We're just doing a sound check and
Sound check three. Sound check three. Yeah. Sound check four. Sound check 5. Sound test 6. Sound test 7.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning, Chair. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I had to drop my son off at his apartment on McLaren, so I came into City Hall. I parked at his house and walked to City Hall. And it was a very noisy walk.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine living there for the last few days? Like, seriously?
I sympathize greatly with the residents.
Yeah,
I do. That would be something very difficult to block out. Impossible.
So I heard that the farm machinery or tractor, they're gathering in Alexandria, and they're coming to Ottawa on the weekend. So
I saw that on the media. Yeah, in the media, yes. I think I'll be very comfortable in Fitzroy this weekend.
yeah, I guess they'll make up for weak internet and lack of services in a rural area.
You were you were out on the snowmobile, Councillor?
Yeah.
With you almost had quorum. You had almost ARAC quorum on your snowmobiles. You just needed one more member.
Funny, we ran into folks came from North Bay, and they stay in Pembroke for one night at Best Western, and they came to Fitzroy. They want to go see the bridge, Vidon Acre Bridge over the Ottawa River.
Yep.
They heard so much about it. It is the longest snowmobile crossing in the province of Ontario, like the longest. Yeah.
My son snowmobiles a bit, and he goes the other way though. He was in he went out yesterday. They had a student success day, whatever that is, and him and his friend went. And I said, "Where did you go on your snowmobile?" He said, "McDonald's." They snowmobiled into Morgan's Grant, and I guess parked somewhere not too far away and walked to McDonald's and went for a hamburger. Okay.
Where is that longest crossing for snowmobiles?
Over the Ottawa River in Vidon Acre. Like if you are in Vidon Acre, Morris Island, that's a conservation area for the city.
Yeah.
So you go a little bit further northwest, and that's where the bridge is. The former CN rail crossing Vidon Acre. So we receive money from both federal and provincial, and we rehabilitate the bridge to make it accessible. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting people coming from other part of the province to visit.
We'll welcome them as long as they're not in a four-wheeler.
Oh yeah, it's true. So especially on a snowmobile trail, it will ruin the trail if you have a ATV on it. So we're still waiting for Councillor Duroux. Maybe he's coming on a snowmobile to work. Good morning, colleagues. It's been 10 o'clock. We'll wait one more minute to see if Councillor Duroux join us. We didn't receive. Did we receive any message from him? No. I don't see him. Good morning, colleagues, and welcome to Agriculture Rural Affairs Committee meeting, Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. I'd like to read my statement. This is a public meeting to consider the proposed comprehensive official plan and zoning bylaw amendments listed as item 1 to 4 on today's agenda. For the item just mentioned, only those who make oral submissions today or written submissions before the amendment are adopted may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal. In addition, the applicant may appeal the matter to the Ontario Land Tribunal if Council does not adopt an amendment within 90 days of recipient of the application for zoning and 120 days for official plan amendment. To submit written comment on these amendments prior to their consideration by City Council on February 9, please email or call the committee or council coordinator. So folks, obviously we're having our meeting on Zoom. We all know the Zoom rules and regulation by now. We have no regret, but I'm going to ask our coordinator, Kelly, to do roll call. Kelly?
Okay. Well, you might have to. Okay. Councillor Gower,
Here.
Councillor DeRuse,
Here.
Councillor Moffat. Saw you, I see you.
Here, yeah.
Councillor Meehan,
Here.
Vice Chair Kitts.
Here.
And Chair, you have quorum.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, so declaration of interest. See none. Confirmation of minutes. Minutes 28, meeting of 2nd December 2021 of the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee. Can we confirm the minutes? Okay, thank you. Item number 1 is a zoning bylaw amendment for 2256 and 2220 Burnt Land Road in West Carleton, March. The report recommendation item 1 that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 2256 Burnt Land Road for the purpose of rezoning the land from agriculture zone AG1 to agriculture zone subzone 5 AG5, prohibit residential use on the retained farmland as detailed in document 2. Item number 2, that the Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation detail section of this report be included as a part of the brief explanation in the summary of written and oral public submission. On the item?
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, okay. Oh, I see Christine McQuaid's on. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning,
Good to
Mr. Chair.
Good to have you here. I don't believe you have any objection for the item if we care, do you?
No, I just wanted to be available for questions and didn't need to speak as long as the committee was prepared to carry the item.
Thank you very much. I think we have those items almost in every ARAC meeting, so it's very straightforward. But thank you, Christine, for being here, and I believe we did carry the item. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Item number 2 also is a similar. Item number 2 is zoning bylaw amendment for 4443 Woodkilton Road. The report recommendation that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to the zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 4443 Woodkilton Road for the purpose of rezoning the land from agriculture zone AG to agriculture zone subzone 5 AG5 to prohibit residential uses on their retained farmland as detailed in document 2. Item number 2, the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approved the consultation detail section of this report be included as part of the brief explanation in the summary or of written and oral public submission on the item. And we have
Okay.
no speaker, no delegation, but our planner is Mark Gordon, is available if any question. Okay.
Carried.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, official plan amendment and zoning bylaw amendment, 5368 Boundary Road, 61550 Tender Road in Cumberland Ward. Report recommendations. 1, the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend council approve. A, an amendment to the existing official plan Schedule A for 5368 Boundary Road and 6150 Tender Road as detailed in document 2. B, approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 5368 Boundary Road and 6150 Tender Road as detailed in document 3 and 4. And C, direct staff to incorporate an amendment to the existing official plan Schedule A as detailed in document 2 onto Schedule B9 rural transit of the new official plan. And item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation detail section of this report be included as a part of a brief explanation in the summary of written and rural public submission. We don't have any speaker, I believe, on this item, but the applicant are here. And I see Mr. Hicks. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Mr. Chair.
Any question from our colleague on this item, or we can carry the item? Paul, do you need to speak if we carry the item? You or Ms. Murray, the Vice President of Land Development?
No, we don't. We're happy to answer any questions that members of committee may have. Otherwise, we're satisfied with staff's recommendation.
Okay, so can we carry the item? Is the item carried?
Carried.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Paul and Jennifer, for being here with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Jennifer. Item number 4, zoning bylaw amendment, 4220, 4140, Upper Dwyer Hill Road, West Carlton, March. The report recommendation. Item number 1, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 4220 Upper Dwyer Hill Road for the purpose of rezoning the land from agriculture zone AG to agriculture zone subzone 4 AG4 to prohibit residential uses on the retained farmland as detailed in document 2. Item number 2, that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee approve the consultation details section of this report be included as a part of the brief explanation in the summary or of written and oral public submission to be prepared by the Office of the Clerk. Item number 4, can we carry?
Carried.
Okay, thank you. So we have no in-camera items, but we do have 2 motions. One, I'll be moving myself, but we need to waive the rule to deal with it today. So we have 2 motions, one from myself and one from Councillor Moffat, I believe. Yes. So on a first motion is, can we waive the rules? And that's for 2023 appointment to the Conservation Authority, Boards of Directors. And I think Kelly already shared the resolution. I think Councillor Moffat, Councillor DeRose, myself, and many of you, we sit on Conservation Authority and we've seen that change, but let me read the motion. It's prepared by staff. Be it resolved that the rules of procedure, this is why we did this, whereas the Conservation Authority Act now require that minimum of 70% of their board of directors must be elected official representing municipalities within the watershed. Whereas the City of Ottawa represent a significant proportion of the land area as covered by Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, the Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority, and the South Nation Conservation Authority, and as such, it would require a very large proportion of council members to sit on one of the Conservation Authority board. Whereas Section 14, subsection 1(2) of the Conservation Authority Act allow municipality to apply to the minister to allow a municipality to have less than 70% representation, thereby allowing a council to appoint citizen member. Therefore, be it resolved that the Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committee recommend council request the mayor and the city clerk on behalf of council to make an application under the Conservation Authority Act to have less than 70% representation of the Tree Conservation Authority board. So some of us, basically, we're going to need, I think, for Mississippi, 5 councilors and South Nation 5, and I think Rideau would require 5. So basically, we need 15 councilors out of that 23 councilors to be sitting on Conservation Authority, and that will create a huge problem for us on committees, when committee meet or when the Conservation Authority meet. So that motion, do we have any question on it, or can we carry the motion?
Chair, it's Carol Ann. I didn't see this motion previously. Is this, was this just added?
Yes, that's why we had to waive the rules for timing purpose.
How many do we currently require on a board?
Well, right now I speak for Mississippi Valley, and I let Scott and Joe speak for the other conservation. Mississippi Valley, we have 5 seats. It belongs to the city of Ottawa. Councillor Gower and I, we both sit on Mississippi Valley Conservation. So if the new rules, the new recommendation by the minister to have basically all 5 or 70% of the board should be elected official. I think Councillor Moffat has his hand up, but Councillor Moffat also sits on Rideau Valley. Scott?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I've sat on the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority board since 2012. In the time since amalgamation, the RVCA board has only had 2 councillors regularly attend, not be on it, but actually regularly attend the meetings, and that's Janet Stavinga and myself. There's been other councillors on the board, but they don't show up. And we have 5 appointed members, and they're there regularly. They're there diligently. They do the work. We have 2 city appointees on the executive committee at the RVCA board, Ann Robinson and Peter Leanhout, who is the current chair. The previous vice chair was Ed Hand, another city of Ottawa appointee. So we've had very active city of Ottawa appointees on there, and it's important to have that representation on there. That's why it's designed that way. We're provided some balance. And when it comes to, we fund 91% of their entire budget at the RVCA just from city of Ottawa taxpayers alone. So ensuring that we have proper representation, knowing full well that 5 councillors aren't showing up every month. We just know that. And it's different for some of these smaller municipalities where they only have 1 representative. In fact, every other municipality in the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority watershed only has 1 representative, and the city of Ottawa has 6, which just signifies the exact the sheer magnitude of the RVCA within Ottawa. So it's important that this element of the Conservation Authorities Act makes no sense. I don't know why they changed it to this. Maybe they were getting some lobbying from smaller municipalities somewhere in Southern Ontario. But when it comes to Ottawa, this little caveat of the changes to the Act in the last couple of years, they do not make sense. So this exemption is important, and I hope that we can achieve this so that the board can keep on doing the work and representing Ottawa properly.
So it won't change anything. We will still have the current representation will still be there, the people who actually show up. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Thank you. Any other question? So on the motion, Carrie?
Carried.
Thank you. The next motion is from Councillor Moffat. Also, we need to waive the rule procedure. So that rule procedure be suspended to consider the following motion in order to ensure timely improvement of service. So can.
Carrie.
Okay, okay.
Carried.
Councillor Moffat, turn the floor to you.
Thank you. So I'm sure many of you have had municipal concurrence applications for cellular towers in the past. This is one of those, except it lapsed. So the municipal concurrence lapsed before, I think it was what the 3 year period that they had. It's in the motion. So, but there's no mechanism to extend at the staff level. So in order for the applicant to continue on, they'd have to go right back to the start and reapply. Yet this application has not changed at all. So the motion before us is simply to provide that extension and allow them more time. So we'd extend it by 24 months, lapsing on December 21st, 2023, because it did already lapse. It lapsed back in December. So therefore be it resolved that municipal concurrence for the proposed antenna system at 4118 William McEwen Road be extended by 24 months, lapsing on 21st December 2023. We're not approving it here. We're just saying that the concurrence extends. That's all.
Carried.
Okay, thank you. That will conclude our ERAC meeting. So the open mic session, we have no one sign up, right, Kelly? So we have no one to notice of motion. See none. Inquiries. None. So we're going to adjourn ERAC, and then we have to have an open session as a court of revision. So ERAC has been, I guess, is conclude, and we need adjournment. So on adjournment, Carrie.
Carried.
Thank you. Thank you very much, folks. And we'll take 2 minutes, and then or 1 minute actually, and we open the meeting. We can stay on Zoom for now, right? Okay. Good morning, everyone. Am I on mute now? Good morning, everyone. And Thursday, February the 3rd, not March the 3rd, February 3rd. So the Court of Revision statement to be read by the Chair of the Court of Revision at the beginning of the hearing on February 3rd, 2022 for the East Savage Municipal Drain. For the purpose of hearing appeals under Section 52 of the Drainage Act by owners of land assessed for drainage works under the engineer's report for the East Savage Municipal Drain entitled Court of Revision, amendment to the engineer's report for the East Savage Municipal Drain dated September 2021. This court will now convene for the second sitting of the Court of Revision under Section 46 of the Drainage Act. No appeal has been received by the clerk. Any owner of lands assessed under the engineer's report who has not provided written notice of appeal to the clerk in advance of this hearing should identify themselves to the clerk assistant at this time with the request to be heard. But to my knowledge, we had no one registered to speak today. So the East Savage Municipal Drain Court of Revision, the report recommendation that the member of the Court of Revision, 1, receive the report of engineers appointed under the Drainage Act entitled Amendment to the Engineer's Report for the East Savage Municipal Drain dated September 2021 and the decisions of the first sitting of the Court of Revision held on December 2nd, 2021. 2, convene for the second sitting for the Court of Revision under subsection 46(3) of the Drainage Act for the purpose of hearing appeals under Section 52 of the Drainage Act from owners of the land that have been assessed for the drainage works in engineer's report entitled Amendment to the Engineer's Report for East Savage Municipal Drain dated September 2021. So folks, basically, this is the second meeting for this court provision. We have not received any appeal notice for this project, and the deadline for submitting an appeal has passed. It is my understanding that no one has registered to speak on this item, so I should ask in case if anybody wants to speak about this one. And I see none. And any question from my colleague on the code provision? See none. So I would like to read the rendering of decision at the conclusion of the hearing. If no appeal have been filed, then the chair stated the following. This court confirms its decision of the first court of revision dated December 2nd, 2021. The decision rendered under this court may be appealed to the Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs Appeal Tribunal within 21 days of today, February 3rd, 2022. Sample appeal notice are available from the city drainage superintendent by calling 613-580-2424, extension 25008. With that, the court adjourned. Thank you very much. On with the process, I believe the second step will be working with our legal for preparation of written decision of the court revision. So with that, we adjourn the court revision. And if nothing else, we'll adjourn as court. Thank you very much, folks, and have a great day. We didn't break your record. We didn't break your record, Scott, so rest assured it's going to be hard to break the 90-second meeting.
Nobody ever will. I'll remember. It'll be the only thing I'm remembered for forever. 12 years on council, and the one thing that I'll remembered for is that 90-second committee meeting. It'll never be broken.
But that was no meeting. You just opened the meeting and closed it. That's what you did.
No, that's not true. I approved a surplus farm severance.
That's right.
In your
You
ward,
did.
actually.
It is in my ward. So thank you. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend, folks. Take care.
Thanks, folks.